Start that streaming. Get the good right there. And once I see the streaming happening, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to the Mecca of all that is sports in Longview, Washington. I'm your host, Mike Holm. With me, as always, Brady Rucola.
What it do?
And Skylar Lovingfoss.
Yo.
And this is Long Shots Sportscast numero 30.
Yeah.
And that's right. We got a lot to cover. We're talking NFL Week 4. We're also talking about the NBA Finals. You like how I just drifted in between two accents there. That's what we do on this show. We're talking about the varsity pickup game NBA Finals, because that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is right now. And if we have time, Brady's gonna smack Skip Bayless's ass down to earth again.
Yeah.
In a segment we like to call
Bedtime, old man.
That's right. All right, boys. Let me go ahead and hit that good old-fashioned All-American share button, and we'll get this show on the road. Why don't we start off talking about the NBA Finals, though?
Yeah. Let's start there, because there's not.
why don't we get it out of the way so we can get the taste of it off our mouth? In fact, let's talk about it first, because talk about stank.
Let's talk. Okay. Going into it, watching it, right? Didn't know which way it was going, right? Then the Lakers, they were doing their thing. They're pulling a little lead there, and then what was it? First, Jimmy Butler rolls the ankle, right? Rolls the ankle. He steps on it weird when he's going up for a lay-in.
What was the official injury on that?
You have to look that up.
I thought it was a sprain.
I think it was just like a high ankle sprain. I could be.
It looked ugly as fuck.
It wasn't. I don't think it came out to be as bad as what it looked like. I think he might be able to return. I'm not sure.
80 yells, "It's over." Jimmy Butler says, "We're all right."
Okay. And then after that, who was it? Dragic?
Dragic tore something in his foot. He's should not return.
Out for the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you got Adebayo, right? Adebayo. He hurt his wrist or something a little bit.
Same wrist injury he had during the Celtics series.
So, he'll probably play through it, but that's kind of one of those things where it's hindering, probably his full potential.
He has a left shoulder strain. Noted that X-rays came back negative. Adebayo dealt with a similar issue during the Eastern Conference Finals with the Celtics after getting tangled up with Jason Tatum. Adebayo is listed as doubtful for Game 2 with a neck strain diagnosed after an MRI. For Jimmy Butler, they're saying he's a little sore. He'll be okay. Some treatment, and he'll be ready to go again. So he should be playing in this next game. But as for Dragic, he has a torn plantar fascia. He has not been officially ruled out for the rest of the series, but based on past cases of this particular injury, the odds of Dragic making an impact against the Lakers are not great.
Right. So we got the top three players on that team banged up. One of them's probably not coming back.
Banged up.
And the other two are probably not coming back the same. So
in a bad way.
I think we all see the writing on the wall here, right? Sweep.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Clean sweep. Probably the most boring finals you'll ever watch in your lifetime.
The storyline, man, in me, the wrestling fan who loves a good comeback story, would love to see Jimmy Butler just fucking put that team on his back and do some otherworldly things. Yeah. But
here's the thing, man. I could totally get on that train. I don't totally dig that.
I don't see the logistics of it though.
But if everybody's healthy, I could see that.
Sure.
With some of your key role players just banged up as they are, two of them probably missing the next game. One of them probably missing probably out for the rest of the finals.
Right.
I'm not saying it's not possible, but come on.
Right.
They barely squeaked in here, right?
Yeah, it's not looking good.
And you got the Lakers at full potential. I think the only person that's really even injured on that team is JaVale McGee.
Yeah.
The good news is for the Heat, they're going to be contenders in the East for a long time.
Oh, sure.
That's
and
the
I think
good
everybody
news.
knew coming into this finals, right? Lakers were going to win it probably.
I mean, obviously, it's not. It ain't over till it's over.
No,
but
I mean, I could eat my words, which I'd be happy to say, but it's
the good news is the East is so weak. Aside from Brooklyn coming up and Boston being there, and maybe Toronto sticking around, depending on who they lose, they're still going to be in the mix.
Yeah.
And we don't know as far as Giannis. Is that a plane I'm hearing?
yeah, that's a jet. It's a jumbo jet.
A jumbo jet. We don't know what the future is with Giannis. I mean, if you're the Bucks and you lose into the playoffs earlier than the year before, right?
I'm pretty sure it was either the same or
You've
or
got
like a
you've got
round
the
earlier.
best player in the regular season, but you can't get it done in the playoffs 2 years in a row. Whether it's his fault and he doesn't come back or not, you got to imagine that they're going to blow up that team to some degree.
My prediction, what I think is, I think Giannis stays. I think he stays, whether a supermax or not.
Right.
I think he stays because I think the Bucks know what they're doing, as far as like I think they know what they want. They know they need to build a team around him. They just
Right.
need to find the little puzzle pieces, the guys that are going to help be a supporting cast, right?
Right.
Because like they have, who else they got on that team, right? They got Giannis, Chris Middleton. Which
yeah.
he's a good player, right?
They got Brooke Lopez, Robin Lopez.
I think
too.
they could probably deal the Lopez's maybe.
Robin's not really worth anything.
One of them's like a vet, right? Like old.
Yeah.
I mean,
Brooke would be worth something to the right bidder, but the thing is, I don't know. It just depends. Like you've seen this before.
Chris Middleton, I mean, I like him with Giannis, but like he could get dealt for something good.
Probably get a
too,
nice little package for him, yeah.
because he's a stud.
I mean, but as far as the East goes, I think the Heat have just as good a chance to come back and do this all over again. Aside from maybe if Brooklyn
For sure.
lights it up the way everybody.
Here's
thinks
the
they
thing: what's
will.
going to happen? That Brooklyn team is scary.
Yeah.
I'm talking about even maybe scarier than any team in the West. Like,
Yeah,
the West actually would have that's big competition for whoever's in the West.
they'd have a hard time for sure.
I mean, we saw that team go to the playoffs this year without KD, Kyrie, DeAndre Jordan. I mean, and look how they played. I mean, they almost beat Portland. They almost knocked Portland out of even getting that play-in.
Yeah.
That's a good team. Who's that? LeVert?
Karis LeVert. Yeah.
I mean, that kid, that dude is going to be something special here. In the
It's
going
to be interesting to see what they do. But like we've said, this off season is going to be the craziest ever. So the finals
I'm so
are likely. I mean, this time next week, the finals are probably going to be over.
Yeah.
We've
For
got
sure.
game 2 tonight, game 3 on Sunday, game 4 on Tuesday, and we're out of here. I think. So what's going to happen is.
Oh yeah, tell us about this, because isn't the NBA season gonna be pretty interesting this
The
year?
NBA, they're targeting a return date for Christmas Day. I imagine that we'll play an abbreviated season, so about a month and a half shorter, because normally NBA season starts about mid-October.
Mid-October for about 82 games.
The only thing is there's been a lot of people pushing for Christmas Day starts for
Yeah.
several
Well,
years.
there's been a lot of people pushing to shorten the season from 82 games to whatever.
What I imagine is going to happen, they'll play a abbreviated season, think like the strike shortened season, but not as short.
Right.
It'll be like 70 games or something.
Right, and
like
I think that's
that.
what they're pushing for, because they're thinking, 82, that's like a little excessive.
But what's going to happen here is that will get us back on track. The 2021 season will get us back on track in terms of ending it in June, and then you get a proper off season for the 2021-2022 season. Here's the thing. We're looking at a case where, let's see, 2, 4. The season could be over by the 6th.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to give us just about 2 months.
About
2.5 months. When we're used to seeing a 4-month off season, we have the draft coming up in about 10 days.
You gotta remember this. A lot of these teams and players, they've been resting for a while now because they didn't even make
Yeah.
it to that bubble, right?
Well, my concern would be the guys that were in the bubble.
Yeah, and that's
Is how is their body going to handle 2 months
Right.
off instead of 4?
Right. This could be a weird.
But you gotta
another
remember,
weird
you gotta
season.
remember too. Before the bubble, these guys were all resting anyway, so it's not like they were, they weren't playing the whole time.
Keep in mind
either.
though, we're potentially looking.
Some
at,
guys just gonna have a little more rest.
We're potentially looking at 2.5 months to do the draft. The draft is in 10 days, October 12th.
Get it?
We've got the draft, free agency, and there's a lot of big names out there.
Big name. We went through it one time at work. We were like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
There's players that can opt out too.
Yep.
Kawhi and George can both opt out. I need to change that. So we got the free agency going on. Then teams got to get together and practice and all this stuff. All this is going to happen, and you've got like 2 months less to do it in.
They already are. Some, I think a lot of teams right now are.
I'm talking about like with your new guys. Some of these
Oh,
guys,
yeah.
I mean, it's not guaranteed they're going to be there.
No.
I mean, there's some big free agents out there this year. It's going to be really weird. And that's not to count big trades that we could see on draft night and everything else.
Are they given the option for NBA players too to like opt out? Yeah, they are because there were some that didn't go to the bubble like Trevor Ariza and all that.
Oh yeah. I would
So
assume
you got to think about that too.
Yeah.
You don't. I mean,
We've already seen the NFL opt out. We've already seen the Titans with
we'll
COVID
get into
in
that.
their locker room, which caused a postponement to their game with the Steelers.
they're trading it out for a bye week they have later in the season.
Yeah,
I
it won't be
believe.
that big a deal because they're just going to.
No, it's only going to change like.
They have a week 7 bye. The Pittsburgh Steelers have a week 8 bye.
It's a big deal to me because
big-
I have Derrick Henry on my fantasy
I was going to
team.
say the same thing. I got Derrick Henry. I'm playing Tyler's bitch ass this week.
I don't have any Steelers though, so whatever. Anyway, that was the finals talk. Let's get into the Doc Rivers situation
Okay.
though. So Doc, because I think we glossed over it a little bit a couple minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Doc Rivers out in Los Angeles, and within a couple days, the 76ers are like, we'll
You're our
take
guy.
him. Not only did they take him for 5 years.
Yeah,
You've
so
you've
they got
Doc
faith
Rivers
in
for
this
5
guy,
years.
right?
Here's the thing. Coaching is not the only problem. Now,
Nope.
I forget his name off the top of my head, but their coach from last year, he was letting guys just kind of rule the roost. Doc Rivers is a guy that commands respect, and I think that's a big part of why people like him. It's not necessarily, I mean, he inherited Kevin Garnett, or not inherited, but he kind of lucked into them getting Kevin Garnett
It's kind of luxury for him.
and
that
Ray
he didn't
Allen,
really.
and then they got a ring pretty early into his coaching career. With a very stacked Clippers team, they weren't able to pounce on an opportunity before the Warriors kind of took hold of the West.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of an interesting toss-up of situations. He's had stacked team after stacked team
Gonna
and
say,
can't quite get to that next level
is
with
it,
them.
Is it mostly? Is it a lot to do with the coaching? Is it just mostly just the talent that he's got?
Right.
I mean, some of it's been bad timing.
It's
Yeah.
bad
It has.
timing, but this
and bad timing with opposing teams and the.
But this Clippers team was good enough, for one, without Kawhi, without George. They make the 8th seed of the West Coast, of the West last year.
Here's the thing, yeah.
With Kawhi and George, everybody and their brother was jumping at the chance to crown them.
Here's the thing. I've watched these games. I've watched these series. I remember watching all of these. Clippers, they were in it.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like there was blowout game. Like they could have done it. Okay.
Here's the question.
Now, is that coaching? I don't know.
In his return to the East, he's got the Sixers, but we already know coaching's not going to make the difference on whether or not this team can take the next step.
No.
It's going to be you have to part ways with one of your two stars.
Mm-hmm.
You either build around Ben Gordon, who's going to be there for probably he could play for another 10 years.
Talking about Ben Simmons.
Did I say Ben Gordon?
He
Yeah,
did.
you did.
I was like, who
Wow.
the
I
hell
was
is Ben
super
Gordon?
Wow.
confused because, I mean,
That's an old
I was going to
old
say he's
name.
retired, isn't he?
That's
Well,
an
let's
old
look this
name.
up.
That's a bobcat, dude. That's a.
You got him for another 10 years, by the way.
I'm such an idiot, dude.
no, we're good.
Wow, Ben Gordon.
Yeah.
huh?
So Ben Simmons, yeah, you got him for at least,
So yeah,
dude's in his he's
Okay, he's
not even in his
middle.
prime yet, right? He's still working on
Ben
it.
Simmons could play for another 10 years. Problem is, not a great shooter, and clearly he doesn't he doesn't have the chemistry with Embiid. Great defender though. You know, and that's the thing. Do you want to build around that, or do you trade him and you go into win now mode if you stick with Embiid, because you know Embiid, he's very injury prone. Yeah. The guy may as well have ankles of glass, but he's a better shooter. He's an all-around better player, but you're going to have him for a shorter amount of time.
Here's the thing
There's a
with-
shorter window with Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons, I don't,
Or not
I don't,
Ben Simmons, with Joel Embiid.
with Ben Simmons, I don't see superstar, right? I don't see a team leader really. I don't have that impression of him. He's never shown me to be that kind of guy. He's not a superstar. He's not a killer. He's not a shark.
I honestly don't see.
He's good, but he's not anybody who's going to lead that team and you know, lead by example. Really, my
Right.
opinion. You need somebody
I don't see
like a Dame, like a Steph, like a, you know, especially, I mean, the guy needs to get comfortable with that shot. You got to let him fly.
Yeah.
You got to work on these things. And it's the chemistry, like you said, with him and Embiid, it's just not really there because I don't think they complement each other that
I think
well.
they're both head cases. I think Embiid has a bad attitude.
He does have a
just
bad
as much
attitude,
as
but I
Ben
mean,
Simmons.
we've seen other players have bad attitudes and they're just fine, right? I mean,
It's a case where
It affects the team.
it does.
And with as sensitive as everybody is today, it affects it way more than a guy, Rasheed Wallace.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, I get
Well,
that.
but here's the thing: this is a case where we've seen this duo get to the playoffs, and they get knocked out this year. Did they even make divisional? I don't think
Sixers?
They did. Yeah,
They
I
were
thought
in the
they got,
bubble.
I thought they got knocked out in
and-
the first round
Yeah, they did.
by the Celtics.
Yep.
Okay. We saw this happen last year. They get to the divisional round. They get knocked down by, the most erratic Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, the
bucket.
conference finals.
But that was a team. Was that the conference?
That was the
finals?
conference
Yeah.
finals.
That was to go to the.
And it went to Game 7, and Kawhi hits the craziest shot you've probably ever seen in the buzzer beater.
So the Bucks got knocked out in the divisional last year too. Then.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's crazy. I couldn't remember if it was divisional conference last year. Here's the thing: that team last year was obviously stronger. Jimmy Butler, Al Horford, or not Al Horford. I'm sorry, Jimmy Butler was there.
Yeah.
They let him go. He goes to Miami. You get Al Horford and
What's his face?
Tobias
Tobias Harris.
Harris. Thank
Yep.
you. And you immediately, everybody was like, "Oh my God, yeah, 76ers, you immediately got better. You immediately got better. You got that head case Jimmy Butler out of the locker room." And it's like,
Worst mistake
no,
they ever made.
Like, Jimmy Butler had chemistry, dude. Like, you guys, these two stars, you tried it last year. They don't have chemistry. You tried it this year. They don't have chemistry. It's a case of who's going to take that last
You
shot.
know what they
and
could have
nobody
done?
knows.
They could have kept Jimmy and dealt Simmons for something else.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude, they could have been in the finals this year. I mean, depending on what you get for Simmons. I mean, it's trade bait. I mean, it's a big name. It's not saying the dude's bad. It's just like we said, dude, he doesn't have the confidence. He doesn't have the leadership.
But here's the question: you've got. So I assume for the Clippers, Ty Lue is going to take that job.
It's got to be right.
He
I
was
mean,
talking to the Sixers. If the Sixers get Doc Rivers, Ty Lue's sitting there as the assistant coach of the Clippers.
I mean,
He
what's the worst that's gonna happen, right?
Right. He should just slide right into that coaching job.
Probably part of his whole plan the whole time.
My question is: you've got these teams that keep going to the well and only getting so far. Houston, Milwaukee,
That's a problem.
Philly, Clippers. Those are the four most glaring I can think of. That it's just
Yep.
like
I think you're right on the money.
these
with
are
that.
teams throwing everything at the wall and nothing seems to stick. Especially come draft time, although we know the Clippers have no assets.
Mm-hmm.
Do we possibly see a kind of weird, let's wash each other's backs here
Yeah,
and see if
we
it helps
could.
the other guy out? Like, do we see maybe the Rockets try to flip Russ for a Paul George or
Here's
something?
the thing with
or-
all these, like, how all these teams got assembled, and it was just this, like, last offseason, it seems like that all these teams were assembled the way they are. It just seems that, like, there's other teams that did it better, like the Lakers, right? Like, there's no...
I mean, the
We've seen it.
Lakers-
There's no beating them right now. There's just no... They're
and
too,
it's literally by virtue of
so is it bad timing?
two of the
we-
top four players in the NBA
Mhm.
and a whole bunch of role players that are all cool with LeBron.
Right.
and it's working.
So
I
like
mean,
in the East, we could say it totally different. Like I guess in the West, like Clippers, not bad timing. Not saying that was a terrible team, the Clippers, because they weren't.
no, they were good.
But I mean, come on, dude. I mean, you got
You can't call it bad timing.
and Denver. No,
if they didn't run into the Lakers.
no, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, they
and that's
didn't.
no, that's what I'm getting at right now. Because I go, well, they did lose 3-1 lead against the Denver Nuggets, and that Denver Nuggets team, you got Jamal Murray and Joker. Jokic, they've been together now for the last 4, maybe 5 years.
I think that Clippers team. I think
So they got the chemistry down there in Denver, and it's finally starting to click
But
with them.
it shows a lot, like
That
with
team is-
teams like this, the Seahawks, the Blazers. When
Mm-hmm.
we don't do these big splash deals. We stay together. The teamwork.
We stay together, but we also get like these
But we
outsiders that
add
nobody's looking at.
Add little key pieces.
Yeah.
I mean, Carmelo.
We do
what
these
a-
little
who
experiments,
kind of slid right in and was part of the team.
Yeah.
Now you add two big egos. I mean, the LeBron AD thing could have easily
Well, I think the
been
Col-
a
I think the-
fucking train wreck.
I think the culture there in Portland is like it's a lot different than a lot of teams.
Yeah.
It's like a family type bond thing, and like everybody holds each other accountable, and it's just kind of one of those like you don't see it a whole lot across teams in the NBA. Really, like I would say like Golden State's probably like the same too. Like you guys
Yeah.
seem like you guys. I don't know, like everybody's on the same page,
It
right?
was a
Like everybody
well-
knows their role.
That was a well-developed team.
But it was a developed team, not-
Right.
And this is what Brady and I talk about when we bring up like the Durant thing. The Warriors were already a championship team. Durant's just the guy that put him over and ensured.
Kevin,
The icing on the cake.
Kevin Durant has an asterisk
cherry
next
on
to
top, if
every
you will.
one of his championships.
Kevin Durant ensured the Warriors dynasty. He made it the most sure thing possible. But that Warriors team, you look at what they had built. You had Steph, Clay, Harrison Barnes, who was developing as a starter on that team, Andrew Bogut, who was part of the trade that set the groundwork for the whole
Sean
thing.
Livingston.
Because the Steph Curry Monta Ellis experiment wasn't working.
nope.
As much as I hate,
I
'cause at
loved
the-
Monty, but
he was my first favorite player on
I
that
love
team.
him.
David Lee, who we then flipped to, I believe, Dallas.
Yeah, it was someone. It was,
But that starting five, that allowed us to afford to put Andre Iguodala and have him be the most expensive sixth man in the NBA. Really,
Yeah.
That whole team just Sean Livingston, like you talked about. We had Leandro Barbosa.
one of those runs that you guys went on, he was like a key player there.
Yeah.
I remember he made some key plays.
Oh, big
I
time.
was a big time Cleveland fan.
Yeah. But that was a well developed team, and this is what I talked about last week. LA, it's simple. You have two of the top 4 players in the NBA, and you got a bunch of role players that, they know what they're to do and they're doing it well. On the flip side, in the East, you've got and even you go to the Clippers. 2 of the top 10, well, maybe not George. One top 5 player, one top 15, top 20 player on his best day.
Yeah. On paper.
Right. With a bunch of not role players, with a pretty solidly deep team.
I mean, you got the 6th man of the year on the team. Montreal Harris.
And you got the guy who won 6th man of the year like 2 or 3 times in Lou Williams as well.
Lou Will.
Like
Yep.
you got some great players there. But in the East, it's the
Pat
opposite.
Beverly.
The East,
Next 5 years are his.
right. The East is the opposite. It's who stood by and developed a team better, and each team has an all-star player. Kemba for the Celtics, and Butler for the Heat. But other than that, I mean, and you
That's
got
what I like about
you got
these.
Dragic on the Heat, and you got Hayward on the Celtics too.
Right.
As far as like another high-priced
Veteran, yeah.
Aside from that, that's all development.
Well, that's what I like about the East so much is it's not like you don't. It's like in the West, you see like almost these like I wouldn't call them like
Super-
exactly super teams, but you know what I mean. Like they're definitely like know what they're doing as far as getting these players on.
It's true. It's affected the Blazers the last 10 years.
Right. But then in the East, you get all these, like it's an actual, like, it's an actual team that everybody has, like, their own role, and it's so much different than the West.
Toronto's a perfect example.
Right. And the Bucks, like, they have one superstar, right? Giannis. And the whole East, really, he's like the biggest superstar by far in the East, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Who else can you compare him to in the East? Not really anybody.
No.
Like, I don't know. I just feel like there's like way more talent there in the West, right? For the most part.
Oh yeah.
And they're all kind of like grouped together on teams.
It's all duos.
Yeah.
Like we were joking about.
It'd be amazing to see what these teams
And that's
these
why
other
Brooklyn's going to be
teams
so
could do
scary next year.
without these super teams.
Mm-hmm. And that, yeah, exactly. And that's why Brooklyn's going to be so scary, because they're literally doing the same thing that every other team in the West is doing.
They're a super team in waiting.
And no other team in the East is doing that.
I mean, look at.
Yeah.
Well, I got to give it to Golden State. They did develop that team.
They did. It wasn't.
It was,
You could call it a super team all you want, but they developed that raw.
except for Durant.
It's a Coleman.
They
but
were like I was talking to Mike. I think it was yesterday. They didn't need Durant to
They
even
didn't,
win
no.
those. To even win that championship.
That's why I say Durant has an asterisk next to his championship.
that team was a
Can't deny it.
culmination of getting rid of, taking a chance, the same way Philadelphia needs to. Because I really see the parallels here. It was Steph Curry and Monta Ellis. Steph Curry, Monta Ellis. And they had to flip one to get a center that they desperately
Are you
needed.
comparing them to Houston right now?
Right. What? No, to Philly.
To Philly, yeah.
You had to flip. They had to flip one to get a piece that they desperately needed, which was Bogut. They didn't have a good center. They had Andris Biedrins, who forgot how to play basketball post 2004. So it's like they got the piece they needed to let their younger player with the higher ceiling shine. In Steph, all of a sudden he's developing, and he hits his apex right at the right time, where all of a sudden. The dude revolutionizes the game of basketball. You pair him up with Klay Thompson, who happens to be the second most accurate shooter at that time, and the two just rain threes on everybody, and nobody knows how to stop it.
Yep.
Then right when people are probably about to scheme and figure it out, they add Kevin Durant.
No, because the way they run that offense in Golden State, it's almost, especially when they get a couple bigs down there too. Like
Yeah.
it's almost impossible to stop
Yeah.
it on the arc. It's almost impossible.
Well, and
Yeah.
if
Especially
you watch
when
it-
you got so much range as far as Steph and Clay,
Yeah.
and how consistent it is. It's like almost impossible. Kind of like when the Blazers get hot. It's almost impossible to stop
it's
those shots.
Almost
man.
that way, but if you look at Golden State and compare them to the Blazers,
They got defense
why
too.
is Golden State so much better than the Blazers on the offensive side of the ball? If you watch Steph and Clay, they never stop fucking moving.
No,
They're
they don't.
always running 100%, and
You
it
watch the
drove me
Blazers,
nuts.
right? You see Dame
I
just
noticed
chilling.
it. Yeah,
Just
but
chilling.
I did notice we got a little bit better about it this year.
Mm-hmm.
We were a little bit better, but during that conference finals game last year, oh my God, it drove me nuts. Lillard's standing there, but Steph Curry's running circles around him.
He did the same thing this year, man. I was watching it. Maybe he's tired, maybe he's hurt. It doesn't matter. But yeah, Golden State's so good about
I feel
staying.
like that's what really makes Golden State so good. Yes,
Yeah.
they've got shooters, but they'd be on the Blazers level if they did what we did and just stood around.
Because they're
Yep.
not only accurate in a revolutionary fashion, they're, always 100% always trying to find a shot.
Well, here's the thing.
Nobody
They're
gets-
probably one of the
shot.
best teams when it comes to getting open looks.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
nobody gets open more in the NBA
Yep.
than Steph Curry.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. You see him always.
And that's one of those things. It's like we talk about, like in
And
football.
I think that's a personality trait.
Well, that, and it's like we talk about, like, in football with a guy like Derrick Henry. Like, you can scheme all day for Derrick Henry, it doesn't matter. He's talented enough to
He's the
push
biggest
through.
son of a bitch at
and
running back.
And that's the same thing for Steph. Teams have had, and Clay, teams have had years to go, wow, okay, they're gonna rain from beyond the arc all day, and it doesn't matter. You can scheme for that all day,
And
and
that's
it doesn't
why
matter.
Steph and Clay are like probably the best backcourt besides Dame and CJ, because
Yeah.
you want to go lock down Curry. Okay, that's just going to be kicked
Yeah.
out to fucking Clay, and he's going to stroke
It
it.
has a lot
Clay
to
will have
say.
a game, and Clay can put up 50-something plus in
What
a
did he
game
do?
too.
Yeah, what did he do like a few years back? How many
put up-
points did he score in
He
the
put
quarter?
up 36 in a quarter.
Yeah.
Probably that record would probably never
But
be
it's
broken.
it's
was
keeping
crazy.
moving. It's the same thing in football. When Russell Wilson's in trouble, you see Tyler Lockett out there just going all over the place trying to get open.
Trying to
If
figure
you watch
out
other
something
teams
out.
when the
It
quarterback
takes
gets
a
in
selfless
trouble,
person to do that too.
when you watch other teams, the wide receivers are going, "Oh fuck, he's getting sacked."
it all comes
Yeah.
down to that specific person and how much they want it and how much they know.
I'll give you a good example of that. Last night, in a very, and this is a nice little transition here, in a very ugly Thursday night football game, you had a backup, Brett Rippin in there. Throws this deep pass, does not have the arm strength to get it out Mahomes style to his wideout.
I should have been a pick.
So what happens? Judy reaches over the guy and doesn't push him, doesn't touch him, reaches over him and yanks the football out from over his shoulder and tiptoes backwards into the end zone.
Even hearing the announcers are like, "Wow, like Judy like made that play."
That was
like,
a Randy Moss-esque play. That's
because
all.
look what else Rippin did that night, right?
Well, the announcer
It
said
wasn't good.
The announcer said right when he did it, they go, "Oh, Randy Moss is smiling."
yeah.
That was all hands, which was Moss's best trait. But that was okay. He doesn't have the arm strength. Fuck it. I can get that, you know. And over, you know, I can, you know, kind of fix the gap, mind the gap in terms of talent there, and get over, and that helped win them the game. I mean,
Hey, it was a bad game, but how about them kickers last night?
Yeah, Ficken only missed one, but
Yeah.
he made all the one. I mean,
He made 2 from 50.
all you gotta say is if Ficken didn't miss that one,
yeah.
Yeah.
Jets would have a W. But yeah, that was a good game.
I don't know.
was
I
a
mean,
terrible game.
that yeah. The Jets. You.
Hey,
Hold on. I got one for the Jets. In honor, Jets, of missing your one chance to
got one shot.
to win this season.
one opportunity. What are you gonna do?
So
Shake my head. Yeah, like I said, I think it was like 3 weeks ago, maybe even probably three shows ago. I said the Jets are not. They are not. I think I said at the beginning of the season actually. They are not going to win a game.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, look at their schedule. Look at their schedule coming up.
Oh, yeah, here, I'll pull that up.
Yeah, pull that up because if they couldn't beat Denver with how they're
Here-
out like 11 players.
Okay,
their
so
quarterback for
here we
one.
go. You get the Cardinals at home, then you go to SoFi to play the Chargers.
L.
You get the Bills at home.
L.
Then you go to Arrowhead to play the Chiefs.
L.
You get the Patriots at home.
L.
Then you go to Miami to play the Dolphins.
That could be their next shot, but Fitz is hot. Gaskin's hot.
You get a bye week. Then you get the Dolphins at home
Okay, you got 2 more
They
shots.
played Dolphins back to back.
Yep.
That's weird.
with only a bye week in between. Then you get the Raiders at home. Then you go to Seattle to play the Seahawks.
L.
L.
Big fat L.
Then you go to SoFi again to play the Rams.
L.
You get the Browns at home.
L.
And then you go to Foxborough to play the Patriots.
I would say they have maybe 3 chances.
Foxborough in January. That's an L.
They have
That's an
maybe
L.
3 chances, right? So
I don't even think so. I don't see a win on this. Unless my team goes ahead and decides to blow it like they always do.
well, here's the thing: your team is the 4th worst team in the NFL as far as scoring goes right now.
Yeah, and look at who's hurt.
You know what you guys need to do?
Talented Chargers players
You
not
guys need
playing.
to fire Lynn.
Talented Chargers players not playing Chargers football this week. Derwin James, Drew Tranquil, Melvin Ingram, Mike Pouncey, Chris Harris Jr., Brian Balaga, Trey Turner, Mike Williams. All of them are going to be out.
And you guys are playing the
Questionable.
You're playing
Rayshon
Tampa.
Rayshon Jenkins, Storm Norton, Tyree St. Louis, and Nick Vigil are all questionable too, and we're playing Tampa Bay.
The only thing you guys got going for you is that Chris Godwin is going to be out. Scotty Miller, which is like another receiver that's kind of breaking out because of Tom Brady probably. He is still, I think, doubtful. And there's another receiver, tight end that's out.
Son of a bitch.
So that's the only thing you guys got going
Well,
for you.
Jared Cook's out now too, so now I don't have a fucking tight end.
Boy, you and Adam both.
That's all right. My tight end that I Noah Fant, he got carted off the field. I don't know. It's nothing serious that I know of yet, but yeah, I'm in the looks for a tight end too.
I've got a waiver claim on Gesicki. I seen you drop him last night.
Yeah, I
You're
don't
gonna
need
play him against Seattle. He might not be a bad idea with
I have to play somebody.
with Adams out and Brooks. That's actually not a bad idea. I just don't like fantasy going against my team. I just don't like it. But
Yeah,
I don't
well,
have my.
I mean, I
team.
could have played Gallup the other week and would have done just fine. Still won, but yeah. Yeah, man. I mean that Jets team is. I know. I read an article, confirmed by Ian Rappaport that Gase's job at head coach wasn't even in jeopardy. It's not in jeopardy.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about also that's kind of scary when Darnold went down. Because
Yeah.
he started off hot, right? He had like a 43, I think it was 43-yard rushing touchdown. I mean,
Something like that.
dude was turning
Yeah.
the wheels on. He had the moves. He was actually throwing pretty accurate, too, throughout the whole game for the most part. Looking good. And I thought once he went to the tent with that, and I mean, he got up once he got sacked and hit that shoulder pretty hard. He was holding the shoulder. I was like, oh, now it's really it for the Jets. But good for him. He got back up, toughed it out, came back, almost won the game for him.
Indeed, he did.
And Darnold's not looking okay. I gotta give him credit where it's due because I've been shitting on the guy, not particularly on the show, but to like you guys at work and whatever. He's not a bad quarterback actually.
No, he's not. But I mean, how great are you going to be when you? I mean, you,
Okay, bro, you can. Yeah.
I mean, how great are you going to be when you got fucking Adam Gase that you're dealing with? You've got terrible ownership. Here's the thing about the Jets.
That's the thing, dude.
Adam Gates is going to be fired very soon. He will not make the season. This we know.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and I say this partially because I want this guy to be my team's next coach.
Gase?
Offensive coordinator for the Chiefs. I forget your name. Okay. I forget your name. Don't hold that against me. Don't go to the Jets. You're not going to fix the Jets. The Jets have there's too many holes on that boat. Don't buy that boat. You're not going to fix it. Let the Jets be somebody else's problem. Furthermore, Trevor Lawrence, since it looks like your future is only going to be green, because the Jets, boy, they have that number one pick locked down right now.
Do you think though they would actually do that because Darnold?
Because they're gonna put the blame on somebody.
They can't put it on
and
Darnold, man.
They have fucking broken that kid. Absolutely, they can put it on Darnold. And
Okay.
here's the thing:
Good then. Good. Darnold
Trevor
deserves
Lawrence,
better.
Trevor Lawrence. Whatever you got to do, you can. I mean, tap that inner John Elway, that inner Eli Manning, that inner Bo Jackson. Whatever you got to do, fucking don't let them pick you, man. Like,
Pull a Eli.
threaten to fucking quit football altogether and become a hair model, dude.
Yeah.
Because that anything would be better than playing for the fucking Jets. Let the Jets be someone else's problem.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's more than the quarterback, like you were saying. It's definitely management. It's definitely coaching. For the most part. Not to say there's not a whole lot of talent on that team. I mean, Crowder finally, right? He finally showed up, right, to play. Mm-hmm. He had a good game. Who was that? Cager? Did he end up getting hurt last night? He's a receiver there for the Jets.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's kind of one of those guys that's under the radar.
It's the Jets. I don't care. You know, like, I'm sorry, Jets fans. Like, I don't care. This team they're so fucking bad.
I mean, they need to establish an O-line for one. their defense was so trash. It's been so trash. Their defense is like, Wesley in our league played the Jets defense last night.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, because their defense has not showed up all year. I mean, there's
it worked.
How many did you get?
3 interceptions, 1 pick six.
The Jets. Well, yeah, I guess that's probably why, because there's no quarterback on Broncos. But yeah, dude, I don't know what they do.
Oh, come to think of it, I don't think that the Broncos defense did me any good.
No,
I streamed them because I thought it would be smart.
I almost did, but then I thought, nah.
Let me look here.
But
I'm looking right now. Who are you, Ekman?
yeah, X-Men.
You got 6 points last night.
Okay, could be worse.
Yeah.
Wes got 8.
Could be better though.
Yeah, it's not the quarterback problem. So I think what they should do with that number 1 pick when they get it is trade down, like you were talking about at work, Mike, and try to get like a package type. Get some more picks in there. You don't need that number 1 overall.
Sorry.
Fuck.
Just trying to figure this shit out.
So yeah, we should probably move on from them. Because, that was just the shit bowl like we thought it would be.
Thanks for the slow start there, Mike.
What's slow start?
I'm playing you this week, so.
Oh, okay. Good to know. Speaking of playing, so we're going to get into week 4 predictions. Before we do that, we're going to do breakers and bums.
Yep.
I'm going to ask you guys to save your upsets for when we're doing the predictions. So that way I can use a sound effect. Because this is a sound effect schlock jock show now. Listen. There was something I was going to say, and it's gone. Oh, yeah, because we haven't been talking about it. I just want to point out, last week at work, I won the pick'em.
Yeah.
It was a close shave, but somebody had to do it. And I know Tyler's not listening to the show because he picked the Jets to win last night. So
He was almost Mr. Thursday night.
Mike wins. You're a loser. Anyhow, also amongst the 3 of us, your boys sitting here at 3 weeks with the most wins. So step up, gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm winning this week, as we all know. So
Yeah. Boy, that's
it's a sure thing.
Come on, it's been 2 weeks since Terry won. We all know who's winning this week.
yeah.
No, after I saw his picks last time, dude got lucky.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. So breakers and bums.
Okay.
And do I have a sound effect for breakers and bums here? Let me see. Maybe something like
The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity.
I've heard that shit since high school, man. You got me working up a sweat.
I don't really have one for breakers, but I have one for bums. Let's go with something like hold on, I got it.
Okay, bum of the week then, that we're starting?
Let's start with bums, yeah.
Okay, so my bum of the week, bust of the week, whatever you want to call it. I think it's going to be Gardner Minshew.
Okay.
Okay, I started drinking the Kool-Aid. I think a lot of the people started drinking the Kool-Aid about this Jaguars team, especially Gardner Minshew and what he's been doing. After I saw his last performance,
No. Who does Jacksonville play this week?
they play Cincy. Now, that should be an easier game for him, right? But that's where I think Joe Burrow is going to come out. I don't know how the Cincy defense is going to perform, but I'm not worried about that. I just think Gardner Minshew is going to start getting to his head, and I think we're starting to see who they're really about.
Yeah. Okay. You want me to go, Skylar?
Yeah,
or-
go ahead.
Holy fuck. My bum of the week. Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Ooh, I like it.
And I'm going to tell you why. You all can be hoodwinked by Ryan Fitzmagic all you want. He does this once or twice a season in the first 4 to 6 weeks, and then poof, he's gone like it never happened. And I guarantee you, even without Jamal Adams in the secondary, and first round pick Jordan Brooks is out, that defense has some holes on it. Doesn't matter. I just don't see Ryan Fitzpatrick lighting up the Seattle Seahawks. Not going to happen.
Yeah, I have to agree there. Well, partially. the reason I could see them putting up points this week. First, seeing how Fitz has been playing good. I think his last game was like almost perfect.
Against
But we're
the
missing some
Jaguars.
we're missing some players there on the defense. I mean, you're talking Bruce Irving's out, Jordan Brooks out,
Even still, I think your defense is
Adams
better.
out.
Your defense is better than
Trey
Jacksonville's.
Flowers is hot garbage as
Yeah.
far as I'm concerned because Quentin Dunbar didn't play. I don't know if he's going to
You're
play
still
this week.
better off than Jacksonville. I don't imagine that this is going to be
Yeah.
a defensive tour de force necessarily.
Yeah,
but
no, I don't think. I'm not worried about him. I'm not worried about Miami.
Fitzpatrick does this in patterns, and
Right.
he doesn't generally have
Not
a fucking
consistent.
a killer game twice in a row.
Yeah, I could just see them scoring a little more on us than we would usually see. But yeah, I mean, I could definitely see him being a bum candidate.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna go Deshaun Watson. He's gonna throw 3 picks against Minnesota, who's
gonna
just
throw-
hungry for a
No,
win.
he's not. You're only
Nah.
saying that because I'm playing you.
Deshaun Watson, actually, in my opinion, I think he could have a breakout game.
He's gonna
this
have a
week.
big, well, not a break. Well, yeah,
I think he could be a breaker this week. To be honest with
Minnesota
you,
breaker.
he could be, but he could also be a bum. It could go either way very easily.
Okay, well, let's get into breakers.
Breakers.
I'm fucking dumb.
So, okay, so I'll go with my breaker. I think it's going to be Ronald Jones.
RJ.
Rojo,
Yeah,
if you will.
Rojo.
I think he's going to run all over your Chargers, Mike. And the reason I'm saying this is, not to put you down or your team down. It's that Tom Brady, he's not going to have a lot of work with coming up in the pass game. Chris Godwin, he's fucking out again. I mean, you got Mike Evans, right? Which people have their own opinions on the guy, whatever. Yes, he had 2 touchdowns last week, but they were 1-yard fucking touchdowns. You also got, Scotty Miller, who I'm still not sure if he's playing. There's somebody else who's out with a shoulder injury, which I'm not sure if they're playing. Like, I'm hearing like they're probably bringing a rookie up to start. So, I mean, not to denounce the GOAT of quarterbacks and Tom Brady. He hasn't exactly showed us that he's still that guy, or that he has found his rhythm with the offense and all that. So I think it's going to be more of a running game. We've gone back and forth with Rojo and Fournette, who's going to be the key role player. Everything that Arians has said is that
Don't you
it's
dare, Mike.
Rojo. So I think Ronald Jones is going to go off for a couple touchdowns, and I think he might break 100 yards this week, man.
Okay.
I'm going first.
Why?
Because
There's something going on.
swear to
here
God.
that I'm
I
not
just
aware
see
of.
what you looked up, asshole.
I swear to God, if we're thinking the same, go ahead.
There's something going on that I'm not aware of.
Look,
Go ahead. I can be put on the spot. Yeah, do it.
Okay, we got
Robert
this.
Tunyon, tight end for the Green Bay Packers. I just
I
picked him
saw
up
you
in
pick him up when
I
before
just
all
picked
this.
him up in fantasy. They don't have Lazard. Scantling's not a reliable target. He's going to have a breakout week.
Yeah, he sure is. He sure is, Skylar. Could not have said that better myself.
I couldn't. That's the second time we've done that, Mike.
Is it?
Yeah,
Well,
where I've
was
had
it-
my breaker and he starts looking it up.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
Great minds, huh?
2 great minds think alike, right?
Yeah, 2. So my
Which that suppose you mean? Who got this retard in the corner?
man, this sucks. My breaker of the week. That's fine, dude. My breaker of the week is Mo Alley Cox.
Mo Cox. Yeah.
Mo Alley
I
Cox.
like what he did last week, man.
The Colts are 2.5-point favorites in this game. That's not why I picked him, though. Phillip Rivers, he's finding a groove with this Colts offense. This Colts team is surprisingly better than a lot of people think.
Yep.
Although I think the Foles-led Bears are going to give them a fight, and I was tempted to pick, say, an Anthony Miller in this game. I actually like the Colts defense more than the Bears defense right now.
So do I.
So
That's why I almost picked up Denver's defense this week, like you did.
Yeah.
But I've been liking the Colts defense, man. They're looking really good. I think they're a little better than Chicago. Chicago still got a good defense, like you said, though.
Right.
Just, not as stout.
That's right, boys.
That's fucking right.
Prevents the next item in the YouTube playlist from being played. Click the icon to toggle this behavior on and off. Well, this thing sucks, man. It doesn't work. The page needs to be refreshed. But then...
Why don't you just tell me that?
Not that.
Down.
Okay, so then maybe it's that. Hold on. Boys, we're
That Randy.
okay. I just want you to know that browser extension for Chrome doesn't fucking work.
Do not try this at home.
Do not try this at home. Anyway, so that was a bust. All right, let's get into our
the picks?
predictions. Yeah. Here we go.
Okay, let's go off with what our predictions were prior from Thursday. We all picked Denver.
We all picked Denver.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk about that game anymore.
No. I was just gonna say my score prediction was 20-13, which it ended up being a little higher, but
Mine was 21-7.
Mine was
so.
17-7.
so we all had it pretty low, which
All
it
right.
still was. But
Yeah,
all right.
yep. Nobody got it right. Moving on. We don't need to talk about that anymore. All right, we got the Cleveland Browns. They are traveling to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. Cowboys 4.5-point favorites. What say you, gentlemen? I'm gonna go ahead and say, who the fuck did I pick in this one? I'll tell you who I picked in this one as soon as I find that logo. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, you can go ahead and pop one up for me.
Go ahead.
Dallas.
Wow. Okay, I expected you to pick Cleveland again.
Since I'll get into that later.
Brady's such a big old Cleveland fan now.
I am.
Big time Cleveland homer.
I am, but after what I saw, what they did against my team, Seattle, I can't not pick. And this is for money, by the way.
They look really good, man.
They look decent.
They were one Hail Mary away from winning.
And Dak started getting the whole offense
time.
involved, not
Yep.
just a couple guys, and that's why I'm leaning towards Dallas.
Yeah, and this.
Do I want Dallas to win? No.
Well, and let's be honest here. This Cleveland pass defense has not been as involved as I think everybody thought they would.
Yeah.
I expect it to be a high-scoring game overall.
So do I.
But I expect Dallas to pull this one out. The over/under on this one is 56.
Ooh, that's
Over.
fucking high, but I'd probably go over.
I figured you guys combined for 69 last week.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a slight over. I don't think it'll be that high scoring, but
No,
I
I don't
think
think so.
it'll hit 57 for sure. Yeah. All right. So we've got these steel. Nope, we don't.
False alarm. Yeah, we do not actually.
New Orleans travels to Detroit to take on the Lions. New Orleans, surprisingly, only 4-point favorites in this game.
Wonder why.
I insist.
They get back on the horse this week.
Yeah, they will. It's definitely got to be the Saints, right?
Yeah.
Detroit. I think they got one over on Arizona, which I think we were all shocked.
They've got too many issues.
Too many issues.
I mean, the Saints are missing Michael Thomas. He should be back in a week or two.
but look who the Saints have played, right?
Alvin Kamara can
Tougher team.
They played. Who did they play? They had Tampa week 1.
Yep. And then they had right after that
Carolina?
No, it was
Oakland
Oakland.
Or Vegas.
Vegas.
And then they played the Packers.
So Vegas shocked them.
And then the Packers.
And then the Packers are the Packers right
They
now.
outshot them, but they were going shot for shot with Green Bay. And Green Bay looks way better than they did last year.
Green Bay had all weapons.
I expect the Saints to return to form here and get back to 500.
Against the Detroit Lions team, yes.
Yeah, for sure. And expect a big game out of Kamara for sure.
Yep, big time.
Yep. Expect it, Mike.
Yeah, I know. I'm shaking in my fucking
He's
my
quivering.
my boots.
Yeah.
Minnesota Vikings travel to Houston. Texans are whopping 5. Both of these teams are 0-3, I should add. And Texans are whopping 5-point favorites, and I see no reason to disagree here.
Right, and this is what we were talking about earlier.
I'm pretty sure I picked Minnesota.
You picked Deshaun Watson as your bust,
Yeah.
right?
So
See, this is
you're-
where
you are going.
this is where I
Minnesota.
think he's gonna have his breakout game. Then that's why I'm going with Houston. Minnesota,
I
we've already
agree.
seen them get exposed a little bit.
Their defense is not really played up to par.
Well, they have their corners are just like they're like secondary, like some rookies, right?
Like it's almost
they're-
like maybe letting Xavier Rhodes was not the best idea
I think
here.
they only have like rookie corners, man.
yeah,
Like,
Cameron Dantzler,
not
third
seasoned
round
at
pick.
all, man.
Not to mention the addition of Yannick Ngakwe. He's gotten a couple sacks, but from what I can tell, he's not been a game changer really.
Not so
They-
far.
They were in it against the Titans,
Dude, that was a good game. That was very close, but
but
they should have won that game,
I
and that's the
mean-
thing. They didn't.
I need to see it from Kirk Cousins, and I feel like a Texans pass rush is going to give him a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
You got Watt, Whitney Marcellus is still there. It's I can't go against Houston.
Houston weren't they just in talks with what's his face, Earl Thomas?
It's no go.
But he had
Yeah.
to leave early because of the COVID outbreak or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Saints Lions over under 54.5.
Over.
Because I think the Saints will run it up, and I think the Lions will score.
I agree,
Times.
and the Lions are capable of scoring.
Yep.
Texans Vikings over under 53.5.
I think it'll be over because
I take the over. I think
Dalvin Cook can run all over them.
I think both teams will score a lot of points.
You know, if Cousins can connect with Thielen, that's always good. And Texans, I mean,
And-
you got
Watch out for Justin Jefferson, who
Yep.
blew up
Yeah.
last week, had a 175-yard
Did.
game, looking every bit the first-round pick and every bit like Joe Burrow's best buddy.
Yep.
So,
And
yeah.
you know, fuck Deshaun to Fuller. That's start to see that trending up.
Colts travel to Soldier Field, 2.5-point favorites, taking on the new Nick Foles-led Chicago Bears team. What do we think, boys?
So I mean, I thought for sure Colts over Chicago with Trubisky in, and I still think
I can't
Colts
remember. I'm
over
pretty sure
the
I picked
Bears
the
with
Colts.
Foles in.
This is a very slim margin for me. I picked the Colts.
Same.
Phillip Rivers is figuring out that offense and finding his groove. Even with the loss of Paris Campbell, Mo Alley Cox came out and had a game last week. He should have another one this week. Michael Pittman battling a toe injury, their rookie. He should come on strong sometime this season. Jonathan Taylor has shown up and been pretty good for the running game despite the loss of Marlon Mack. Phillip Rivers, as I said, he's looking to have his kind of Brett Favre with the Vikings sort
Yeah.
of year with this Colts team.
Kind of show you who I am.
It's win now mode for this
Yeah.
offense.
And I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of sensing, I don't know, like the Chicago offense, man. It's kind of in a little turmoil right now. It's
Foles is better than Trubisky. Foles gives that
sure.
offense hope. Anthony Miller is
that's the-
actually seeing some targets.
that's the only thing I could see coming out of this is
Allen Robinson had a good game last week
Foles
as well.
could rejuvenate this offense just like that, a
Yeah.
snap of a finger, and we'll find out here shortly.
I don't think this is a high scoring game though. I take the under. It's under 43.
I'll take the over on that though because I don't know, man. I guess they're two tough defenses. I get that,
Yeah.
but I feel like there's gonna be like a play or two in there. Like there's gonna be like a play from both sides that's gonna be like somebody missing an assignment.
So I am realizing I have two upsets in this week.
Two upsets.
I have two upsets. So
I guess I'd have to see what the margin is on who's supposed to win.
yeah. So my first
I think I do have. I think I have two as well.
my first upset. You got the Chargers. They are traveling to Raymond James Stadium to take on the Buccaneers. Buccaneers 7-point favorites.
Did you pick the Chargers and then pick them?
I did pick the Chargers in the pick'em. I feel like it's blasphemy for me to go against my own team in most cases. I got a funny feeling Buccaneers are missing a lot of pieces as well. I mean, both sides are battered as fuck. It's just going to come down to who's the deeper team, and I think the Chargers are a deeper squad. For one, we
Healthy Chargers.
lose Derwin and we lose Chris Harris, but we can, hey, we lose 2 Pro Bowlers. We still have a Pro Bowler on our bench that we can throw out on the secondary. Joey Bosa's not out. Melvin Ingram is out. But Kenneth Murray, the first-round rookie, has been playing like crazy. Uchenna Nwosu's been filling up the Melvin Ingram spot. It shouldn't be as bad as it sounds. I don't think... I think this will actually be... They'll score more than 43 points combined, too.
Well, here's the thing with that game, like I was saying, is I think the thing the Chargers have going for them, Tampa Bay's offense right now, there's some guys out.
I got Tampa.
Okay.
There's some guys out.
And I will say, I don't blame you for taking Tampa. Brady?
Oh, I got Tampa.
Yeah, I figured. Here's the thing. They've got guys out on offense. We've got guys out mostly on defense. And that's where it's going to be. I mean, they're out there. Fournette's going to be gone as well. So,
and that's why Rojo's got
your breaker status. Yeah.
And here's my problem with your Chargers. They need to figure out. It's probably more coaching. They need to figure out how to get this team in the end zone because they should be, without a doubt, able to do it.
Yeah.
And it seems like on like a lot of these drives, it's like, what the fuck?
They remind me of like the Houston Texans from a couple years ago.
You guys have the talent. It's right there. You guys have the capability, but like it's like the play calling or something. Like, why are you not getting in the end zone?
It is the play calling, but it's also, penalties are a huge part of it as well.
It's got to be a little bit of that too.
They need to find the end zone more. Maybe this is the game where they figure it out and Justin Herbert shocks a few people. But
and I think it's a little high for being Tampa, the 7-point favorite.
I think so too.
I think it's gonna be a lot closer than what people are thinking.
With the depth that they're missing, I agree.
I'm just gonna say this. I'm not gonna be surprised if the Chargers come out and like win by a couple scores.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I can respect that. I really want us to go 2-2 heading into a game with the Saints, but
It'd be big. It'd be big time.
We'll see what happens there. Should not have lost against the Panthers, but it is what it is.
Right.
Moving on, the Baltimore Ravens travel to FedEx Field, where they are 13.
Mike, is this your upset of the week?
This is my upset of the week. No, it's not. It's not. They're 13. Count them. 13.5-point favorites over the Washington Football Team.
I guess you could look at that last game, how Lamar did, and you could no, he's not going to do that again.
No,
he was against the defending Super Bowl champs. Their defense, Kansas City's defense, surprisingly was way better than Baltimore's.
Washington is a sentimental favorite for me, but
no way.
No, not for the fucking not against the Ravens, especially an embarrassed Ravens. They're going to come back and they're going to drop a fat.
Hey, how many rushing touchdowns does
on 'em.
Lamar go for? I'm saying like 2 to 3.
At least 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over under 45.5.
Over because
Way
Baltimore is gonna.
Baltimore is gonna.
I say they go over even if Washington only has the touchdown.
Over because I think it's going to be like 38-10.
Right.
So Cardinals travel to Carolina, Bank of America Stadium. They play the Panthers. They are only 3.5-point favorites in this game.
And I think that's fair because I think on paper it looks like there's an easy pick, but also look, Cardinals got beat by Detroit, man.
I think the Panthers play very passionate defense.
Mm-hmm. And I think Teddy Bridgewater can work some magic.
I think the Panthers will keep it close. I like the Cardinals in this game.
I like the Cardinals
Cards.
only because I like Kyler Murray so much, and I think that dude is like...
Kyler Murray will be the most talented player out on that field.
I just think that he can make magic happen.
Yeah.
He kind of reminds me of just like a smaller Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
A little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
especially how young he is and how much he has to learn and how much he already has and getting out of the pocket when he has to, making good decisions. So
over under 51.
I'll take the under.
I'm going to take the under as well. Okay. Jaguars travel to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. The Bengals are 2.5-point favorites.
See, this could be one of my upsets too.
Okay.
I've got Bengals.
I actually got the Jags, even though I said Minshew's
Wow.
going to have he's gonna be a bust. I don't know if this is Joe Burrow's year yet.
So wait, but this is your upset, right?
Yeah. And they played like shit last week, and
They really didn't look good last week.
No,
but now, granted, Cincinnati, or are you talking about the Bengals, or are you talking about the Jaguars?
I'm talking about the Jaguars.
Now, granted, Cincinnati's defense is going to be better than that, or not better than that, worse than that, worse than the Dolphins' defense.
Exactly.
It will be closer, but Joe Burrow's getting tired of not winning. Lose,
You
tie.
guys heard what he said before coming into the draft and all that, right? Like, I'm not used to losing.
He's not. Here's the thing: you could tell when he tied the Eagles, that was a guy that looked sick to his stomach. Like, fuck,
I was sick to
really.
my stomach. I hate a fucking tie.
I hate those games too. But yeah, I think
It's like kissing your sister.
I think somehow the Jags are gonna pull this one off only because I think we gotta give Burrow another year, right?
Over under 49.5.
Under.
I mercifully take the under on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. The Seahawks travel to Hard Rock Stadium to take on the Dolphins. Seahawks are surprisingly only 6-point favorites.
Yeah, and I think that has everything to do with the defensive problems right now.
Yeah, probably. Still, this is obvious as hell.
Yeah.
Bing, bang, boom. All of us going Seahawks on this.
And Russ, we trust.
And what more can you say about it? Russ is just gonna keep cooking.
MVP, dude, he's fucking coming for it. I mean,
Yep.
I think he's damn pissed that he ain't never got a vote.
Russ is gonna play out of his mind, even if Chris Carson's banged up. Expect just a full-on air.
Hey, how many
air raid.
touchdowns does Russell throw?
I gotta say at least
5.
4.
At this point, it's over under 4.
5.
I mean, yeah.
5.
Over under 54 points.
Over under 54?
I take the over.
I take the over.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on, we've got Giants travel to SoFi Stadium to take on the Rams. Rams are 13-point favorites.
Jesus Christ.
This
Rightfully so.
This one is not hard either. Bang, bang, boom. Here.
I mean, yeah, you gotta have a
Fixed it for
disability
ya.
if you think the Rams aren't winning because, I mean, come on. I mean, Jared Goff's actually doing really good this year.
Yeah.
They got a two running back committee there with Henderson and Malcolm Brown. Malcolm Brown kind of took a back seat after week 1, but Henderson's got it going on right now. You got Cooper Kupp, who's in the mix like always, doing great things. Yeah, I mean, it's the Rams, dude, and their defense,
Yeah.
just as good as it has been.
Oh, absolutely. The Rams are in full-on crush mode right now.
Yep.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Do we even need to look at the over-under?
No.
It's going to be fucking
Gonna be-
terrible.
yeah, we already know.
48.
Yeah,
I guess I take the under
yeah.
because
would
I don't
think
see
under.
the Giants scoring much. Right. The Buffalo Bills go to Allegiant Stadium. They're going to play the Vegas Raiders.
This was a
and
tough one for me.
Vegas upset.
That is your upset. Let's
Yeah, see, I almost went that way, but I'm gonna have to go Buffaloes with how Josh Allen's been playing. Him and Diggs are starting to establish this really good connection, and I'm loving it because he's on my fantasy team.
I go
Diggs.
Buffalo as well.
Um,
They're one of my favorite non-Chargers teams this year. I really feel
Same.
like this is the year that they crawl out from under Belichick's shadow in the AFC East and start really doing some damage. And Josh Allen, even though this is certainly Russ's year,
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen is putting up some MVP numbers right now, and there's no denying it.
Yeah.
They finally got him the deep threat he needs, and they're playing
Yep.
really strong despite really not having a great running game.
I mean, that last game was such a
Yeah.
nail biter.
Oh, yeah.
and they pulled it out.
No, they pulled it out. They played really good.
I mean, Josh Allen made some mistakes there.
They-
and
they have
everybody
a
was like,
winner.
"Oh, is he going back to the old Josh Allen?" No, he's
No.
just fine.
they have a winner at quarterback.
Yep,
It's
that's their guy.
It only took them, 20 plus years to do it. I mean, their last winner at quarterback was Doug Flutie.
Right.
It's been a minute.
And we've talked about him a ton on the show, so
Oh, yeah.
everybody knows who we're referring to.
So, I mean,
Yeah, I got Buffalo on that.
think-
Vegas, though, I think Vegas will give them a run for their
the
money.
Raiders keep it close. They're a better team than they were last year by far.
I'm telling you, don't count these dogs out, man.
over
I
under-
think Vegas is potentially a playoff team this year.
Over under 52.5. And
I'll take the over.
I take the
Over.
over, man. I think they're both going to eat pretty good. Josh Jacobs, one of the best running backs in the league.
You got Derek Carr starting to get connections with the guys like Renfro and all them.
Patriots travel to Arrowhead Stadium. They're going to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. And boys, this is my second upset alert. Of the week.
Yeah, you guys got this shit. Yeah.
I just really like this Patriots team right now. I think that they're a squad, man.
They stuffed up Lamar. You think they're going to stuff up Cam?
No.
Cam's gonna do stuff that I don't think they're ready for. It's not about Cam. It's not about Cam.
It is though.
It's not about Cam.
Who's it about?
It's about Belichick.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to disagree there, man. I think it's the Cam show, and I think he's running that team, and I think it revolves around Cam. If Cam gets shut down, ain't nothing happening with that offense. And I think it's going to get exposed because that Kansas City defense showed up, and they showed us what they're about. They might be one of the best defenses in the league.
Other than, well, yeah, we.
They might be. They
I
might
have to
be.
say, Monday night we severely underestimated Kansas
And
City's
guess what?
defense.
Guess what else about Kansas City? That offense, like we've been saying, I cannot find one damn flaw in it.
The
Did you
offense is flawless.
Go look at that stat line for
Yeah.
Monday night's game and all the players involved that Patrick Mahomes made happen. Jesus Christ, if that's not another Super Bowl team, I would almost retract my predictions for Baltimore beating that Super Bowl. It might have to be Kansas City.
I have
again.
them winning the Super Bowl. I remember all it took me was seeing one game to change my mind from the Ravens to the Chiefs.
The one game that changed my mind now it was the Ravens Chiefs game.
Here's the thing, I still think the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl. But man,
Must
the
be hard for you to
Patriots-
say.
it is. But you know what? The Patriots are a strong defense. Cam Newton's shocking people all over the place this season. Rex Burkhead had a nice breakout game last week in the
did.
absence of James White. He was sensational. And Sony Michel put up over 100 yards on the ground as well. If they can commit to the run game and keep the Chiefs guessing, this game will be closer than anybody thinks.
By the way, Mike, you might want to drop Burkhead from starting this week. James White's back at practice.
Then it's a three-headed monster.
Mm.
I mean, here's the thing. You can't steer away from success. Burkhead fucking dominated last week.
Because White wasn't there, though.
But he played fucking great.
Yeah, he did. Because he had to fill in. I'm just saying, now it's like, all right, dude, I'm here. Like, back of the bus.
And if White doesn't turn out, or if they need to give White some time to sit, Burkhead's going to get the first reps after him.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I don't know if you
I
play
mean-
him this week.
We'll see. I'm having to throw a bunch of shit at the wall this week. So,
Yeah.
Regardless, I think he'll turn up as well. Over under 53. I'm slamming the over.
Oh, for
yeah.
sure.
Any Chiefs game, I'm slamming the over. But,
Yeah.
But when it goes double when they're playing a very talented team, and
Yep.
and the Patriots are still a squad, man.
Yeah, don't get me
There's-
wrong.
There's
Don't
no
get me
denying
wrong.
it.
I think it's going to be. I will say it's probably going to be a closer game than that Baltimore game.
Yeah.
And I think Cam will make things happen. All I'm saying is if that Chiefs defense shuts Cam down, I don't see anything going with that offense. And
Hey,
I hope I'm wrong.
Just remember, I told you guys.
What are you
When
telling me?
Cam's video came out, I said, watch out, motherfucker got a chip on his shoulder.
I already knew that. I watched the same fucking video, dude. I knew he was coming into this shit. I knew Cam was.
There's way too much naysaying.
Me and Mike have been talking about it too before then about
Well-
him in Carolina. It just wasn't. I don't know what they were doing with him, but they were not doing it right.
I've got the Pats in this game, so just know this might be your best chance to beat me this week.
And you already know they weren't doing shit right with Cam because Cam didn't even know that they wanted to get rid of him. He was saying he was in the dark about it.
All right.
So they already thought of him as something else.
Eagles travel to Levi's Stadium to face the banged up San Francisco 49ers, who are still 7-point
I got the
favorites, and I have the Niners too.
I had the Niners too, man.
The Eagles are a piss poor franchise right now, and it's crazy to me. I think I had them in my playoffs. Carson Wentz is playing the worst football of his career. They have
very odd.
Miles Sanders is not. He's kind of getting it done in the running game. They have 3 banged up wide receivers, and a tight end, Dallas Goedert, that's hurt. Zach Ertz is not the Zach Ertz of 3 years ago, numbers wise. Their defense is getting destroyed. This is a banged up team that's also playing very poorly.
Yeah, I agree.
And conversely, the Niners are banged up as hell, including their starting quarterback being gone, their starting running back being gone,
Watch
and
out
I think they're getting Kittle back, right? They're getting Kittle back.
2 pass rushers. I think they're getting Kittle back, but their top 2 pass rushers are gone, and they're still playing really good football.
Yeah. Well, you got Ayuk. He's stepping in.
Ayuk is stepping in, and he'll have another good
It could
game.
be another break of the week. Is Mullen?
Mullen yeah.
Could be. Ayuk could be.
But I'll tell you what, with the Eagles' top 3 receiving options out, Jalen Reagor, Deshaun Jackson, and Alshon Jeffrey.
Yeah, don't underestimate
No way.
Shanahan, dude. Like he's still a great coach. He knows what he's doing.
The Niners win this one over under 46. I think this is an ugly under.
I think it's an atrocious under.
And then we move on. Atlanta Falcons, Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. This is going to be a high-scoring game, but the spread
I really want to know the
sees
spread.
the Packers are 7-point favorites.
Surprised not
and
more.
I like the Packers on this one.
I like the Packers only because we can all
Back.
agree on what the fuck is going on with Atlanta right
Well,
now.
Atlanta's going to go up 26-10, and then they're going to lose it.
Who's fired? You think he's fired this year?
Gotta be.
Dan Quinn gets fired if they
Gotta
lose.
be.
If they lose this game, there's a 50% chance he gets fired. If they blow a 15-plus point lead
99.9%.
and lose this game, he's done. He's done by Tuesday.
It's never happened. It's never happened in the history of football that I can remember where
What's sick
teams
is
blow 20-point leads back-to-back
he's
games.
a defensive coach,
That's what's fucked up,
and
right?
his defense is among the worst chokers in the league.
Hey, our defense might have been great when we had Dan Quinn, but guess what? When it came to the fourth quarter, he started playing this prevent bullshit,
Yeah,
and
why do
we
you do
started making the games close. It's not a secret. It happened in Seattle.
Exposed. Exposed.
It's terrible. Their depth isn't very good.
Yeah,
They don't have a star on that defense anyway. It's not good.
It's been this way for a little while.
And the
right?
Packers are dropping 30-plus points in every game that they play.
Aaron Rodgers is back in full force, like we remember him. And, we got guys like Aaron Jones fucking just, oh, my
He was
God.
an absolute animal. I'm
Yeah.
so mad I didn't get it.
We got
Last year in fantasy, that was my surprise.
Lazard, he's now out. He had surgery, this and that. But that was another weapon that stepped up when I did call.
Yeah.
He was going to have a breakout season. I'm damn pissed I didn't get to see more of it.
While less consistent, Marquez Valdes-Scantling has good games in him. Robert Tonyan had a touchdown last week.
He's getting more involved in the offense for sure. Yeah.
They've got other weapons. I mean, Rodgers makes do, and he does so in a remarkable way.
Gotta work with what you got.
And I expect them to drop over 30 points on the Falcons. I expect the Falcons to score a lot as well.
How's Julio going?
They tend to do that.
TN or
He's questionable.
Questionable last I
Light
checked.
practice with hamstring. I just looked.
Yeah.
Who got hurt last night with that hammy? Cager, that's the guy I was talking about.
Yeah.
Dude went up for a pass and he was shifting his feet. A lot of hamstring injuries this year.
I can tell you.
It was that same field.
Yep.
What,
It was.
MetLife? And who said it before the game?
But what about it?
One of the players from the last games that they played. Who played on it last?
I don't know, but I know they're talking to the NFL about getting rid of artificial turf completely.
No, yeah, they said
Yeah.
they warned the Broncos and Jets before that do not play on that field. And how many injuries did we see that night?
But it was okayed by the Players Association and the NFL.
The show must go on. Okay, but yeah, so yeah, I think we can all agree Green Bay.
Hey, listen here. Before you make your over/under pick, you got Julio with a hammy on limited practice. Calvin Ridley's been
I
limited
saw
all
that.
week with an ankle.
He'll be all right. He'll be all right.
It's over under 56.5. I'm
I'm saying the over just because I think Green Bay is going to eat.
I'm still taking the over too. I mean, yeah.
Can't deny that offense and how much they have the ability
Speaking
to
of
score.
the turf, though, Raheem Mostert says...
That's who it was. Mostert.
He says, another injury at MetLife? Shocker. The turf is horrible. Shut that field down at NFL.
He did say that, and he said that before that game.
Wow. Yeah, that's rough.
Well, you might get a treat this week, Mike. I might have to start Odell Beckham or Jarvis Landry.
If I were to tell you who to start, don't listen to me, but...
So,
I could start DJ Moore, though.
Texans-Vikings have been informed that their game Sunday is on as scheduled. They reported Minnesota had 0 positive tests from Thursday's round of COVID-19 tests.
Whose game?
The Texans and the Vikings. The concern was Minnesota because they played Tennessee.
Tennessee.
So, good stuff there. All right. And, so that is all for Thursday right there. Or not Thursday, sorry, week 4 right there.
What's the Thursday night game?
Who cares?
No, I think it's a little better this
it is a
week.
better game.
It's,
I think it's Tampa Bay.
Bears, Buccaneers.
Bears, Buccaneers, and then Monday.
That'll be fun. And then Monday it's Chargers, Saints.
Chargers, Saints.
But that's next week, so.
Yeah, we can get into that next week.
You want to put Skip Bayless to bed, Brady?
Yeah. Let's see what he's got this time.
Okay. Skip Bayless hits the run. It's like the first search. He said something that was hilarious. He's, my problem is that Kyrie said it and didn't own up to it. He condemned the media and the internet instead. You started Kyrie, not us. Oh, Kyrie says Katie is the first teammate he can trust to take a clutch shot.
And what was his statement?
He said, my problem is that Kyrie said it and didn't own up to it. He condemned the media and the internet instead. You started it, Kyrie, not us.
What did he start?
By saying the quote about KD.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know. Doc will get Sixers to a finals.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing.
I'm buying.
You're buying that? Not. Oh wow, dude! Someone's drinking the Kool-Aid.
Right now,
heavy.
you're buying?
No. Here's the thing. What makes you think that a new coach coming into it? It's not even the coaching thing, right? It's got to be like we were talking about earlier. There's a problem there with Embiid and Simmons. They do not mesh. They do not complement each other like they should. Like I said, Embiid, he's a good player, right? If he's healthy, glass bones, whatever. Simmons is not the guy. He doesn't got the superstar gene in him, as Skip would say. He does not have that clutch gene like Skip would say. So what makes you think a Doc is going to make a difference, dude? I think it's time to go to bed, dude. Bedtime, old man. They are still not going. They'll make it to the playoffs. I'll say this, but they probably maybe make it to the divisional round and they're out. Bedtime, old man.
Here's one for you. I like this Rippin kid more than I do Drew Lock. Heck, just watching him this one national game, he has a little better feel for playing quarterback, and he's a little more accurate than Darnold. Yes,
What?
2 bad interceptions, but first start versus Greg Williams, crazy D. Rippin's uncle sure could play. And then somebody goes, I swear, you just say anything. That's from the DJ Augustine fan club. And then Spooky Death says, Skip, go to bed, man. That was the worst take ever from you. And then another guy, Milk, says, Drew Lock Stan says, "Aight, Skip, we throwing hands now."
Yeah, so he probably saw that one play that Judy made happen, not Rippin.
Right.
And he probably saw that and he tweeted that, just like he tried to tweet. Was it when New England was facing Seattle? Called the game before. No, dude, Rippin. I mean, they got this dude in, and you think he's he's better than Drew Lock? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Bedtime, old man.
Bedtime, old man.
No, dude. Like, wow. I swear the guy gets off by making these dumbass. Like, it's like he wants to make these like bad calls on things that are gonna happen. I don't understand that.
Way to go, LeBron. Play all the way down to the 123 mark of a blowout, trying to get your own triple-double versus demoralized, decimated Heat. Even power one home versus the backups and Mean Mug coming back up court.
Okay, I did see that. During that game, but like, shut up, Skip. You just hate the guy so much. You hate him so much. Like, Like, how mad was Skip at that moment when he put out that tweet? Like, that really, like, struck a nerve
it's all
with
in
him.
caps.
It's all caps.
That's okay. Okay, bedtime, old man. Oh God, that obviously struck a nerve for him to even say that. Like, it's LeBron, dude.
He's
What do you
shitting on
expect?
LeBron during this game.
What do
He
you
says,
expect?
I won't be surprised if the Lakers sweep. They should sweep. I'll give the Heat one game, Game 3, only because I have so much respect for how hard and smart together they play. They have superior intangibles. The Lakers have by far the 2 best players. Then he
Okay,
says,
I will agree with that.
Then he says the Clippers obviously have been favored over the Lakers. Odds makers favor them to win it all before the playoffs started, and the Clippers would have beaten the Lakers. What a break! What a great break LeBron got.
Okay, shut your fucking mouth right now. You think the fucking Clippers? Okay, playoff P, that your boy? Okay, Kawhi. Oh wait, number two that you couldn't even speak his name last season until they won a fucking finals. And that took a hurt Klay Thompson. He was getting hot there in the finals. Like, dude, come on, you're kidding me. The
Dude, we gotta
Clippers,
comment on-
We're talking about the
Did we?
same team. Nah, dude, a bedtime, old man.
Oh, somebody's asking me about soccer. Hello, in your opinion, which is the best football player in the world? Leo Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar, Mbappe. I probably said that wrong. Robert Lewandowski or Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Okay, I know a little bit about soccer.
I don't know enough about soccer. I know names, and I assume Messi.
I was gonna say Messi.
Helps.
The only 2 I know is Messi and Ronaldo.
Ronaldo. I actually
mean-
used to be a big Ronaldo fan.
It helps that I share a birthday with Lionel Messi.
I'll have
so
to
I'm
get
a
my
little-
buddy Hiley on the show. Actually, I'll get in contact with him. I actually play a game with him
definitely.
online.
You guys want to hear? You guys
Yeah,
want to hear some stuff
Messi-
about soccer? We'll get somebody in here that
Follows it.
follows it.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
I'll get
we've got
Hiley
a
in
few.
here, and he'll let you know a little bit about that. But
Anytime
Messi,
you
in my
wanna-
opinion, because that's his guy too.
Anytime you
think
guys
he's
want to
better.
hear more, just let us know through Facebook, Twitter.
Yeah, wherever. I mean,
YouTube.
At Longshot Sportscast on all social media platforms. Let us know
Yeah.
what you want to hear more of.
you guys want to
what
hear
you
soccer?
don't like so much.
We'll cover soccer. We're gonna start covering the Kraken for hockey when we get hockey.
We do got
A buddy of mine's actually roofing right now for that stadium.
Oh, no
For
shit.
the Kraken Stadium.
That's
We
awesome.
do need to discuss baseball a little bit.
Okay.
yeah.
Baseball has
Playoffs.
announced that in the ALCS, the NLCS, and the World Series, they will be allowing fans back in the stadiums.
Wow.
Cool. That's
So we're moving back towards
Is it playoffs yet for baseball?
playoffs started.
you guys see. I think it was.
The Mariners are so bad. I really haven't even paid attention to baseball this year.
There's a state now that's actually lifting the mask mandate.
That's dumb.
Very.
No, because they're seeing very few
I don't
cases
care.
in their
It's
state
still dumb.
Yeah.
to lift the
Yeah.
mask mandate.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah.
Why?
Mariners actually they don't. I mean,
They were right there. They only fell 2 games behind.
That's not too bad for what we expected.
I did follow towards the end because Tyler kept coming over to me going, "We won! We're 2 games back."
Wait, what are we
The
talking?
Mariners.
Mariners.
Are we in the playoffs?
No, missed it just barely.
Houston's already advanced to the next round of the
Jesus.
playoffs.
Wait, really? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So we
Houston, Tampa Bay, New York.
so we're gonna have Tampa Bay and the Yankees. They're gonna play
Go Yankees.
Houston and Oakland.
Don't you ever say that in my presence again.
Wow. So the White Sox, the Twins are out. Man, the Twins have been like not great for so long. I kind of want them to do good.
No, hey, they're in the playoffs every year. They just can't get past the first round.
That sucks.
No, I've never been.
they're
I've
like-
never been a
they're
Yankee
kinda like-
fan.
they're
I
kinda
was
like
a
the
White Sox
Blazers.
fan.
Dodgers beat Milwaukee. San Diego and St. Louis. I saw San Diego won last night.
Bet you
so
did, Mike. Bet
they're
you
still
did.
in it. I don't follow baseball.
I'm pulling for San Diego. Got a soft spot for them.
Miami beat the Cubs, and then Atlanta 2-0 over Cincinnati. Is Joey Votto still playing for the Reds?
I don't think so.
See, this is how many baseball players I know.
Hold on, let's
Like,
see when. I'm looking it up.
Yeah, he still does.
Does he?
Yeah, Joey Votto's been there forever. I remember him in high school. Like,
Does he actually play? Is the question.
he's been there since 07. I mean,
Oh yeah. Oh, go back up. He batted .303 this year with Oh, no, that's his career batting average. I was like, 303, that's good.
Yeah.
Decent.
Well, that's good for a career, though, too. That's
Not decent.
that's a Hall of Fame number.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, baseball postseason, we're getting further and further in there. Oh, also, congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning for winning the Stanley Cup.
Yep.
They pulled that one out. I was watching some of the finals when I was at Wild Wings last week.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
They were playing the Dallas Stars. It was a lot of hard-fought hockey. It was the one game, I think it was game 2 or game 3. I mean, it got to like 4-4 tie, and
Oh, nice.
I think that was the game. I think the Lightning pulled it out and won 5-4 or something like that. Yeah, it was some good fun. I'm eagerly awaiting the Kraken's draft. I think that's going to be fun because hockey drafts are a little different. Hockey, teams have X amount of players that they can put a hold on, and new incoming franchises get to draft from existing
I think
franchises.
that's the
Yeah.
same. That's the same as any expansion draft. I think that's an expansion draft.
Was that how it was? See, because it's been so long since football.
Is
That's
that kind of like a
that's how it-
dynasty?
That would have to be how if you add an expansion team,
Yeah.
you can't just have them all rookies. I think.
Well,
So it's kind of like a dynasty type thing, right?
I mean, not. Here's the thing. It works differently, or I'm sorry, it works better in hockey because it's smaller squads.
Right.
In football, the only expansion team I can think of that killed it was Jacksonville. When Jacksonville was new in the late '90s, they were consistently in the AFC title picture. But aside from that, I remember the Panthers were getting killed early on. The Texans, holy shit, the
Yeah,
Texans
they
were
went through a drought there.
the expansion Browns in '99.
Yeah.
The expansion Browns and the Texans in their first seasons were historically bad. I think those were the two teams that gave up the most sacks, period. And what's sick about the Texans specifically is their first pick of the expansion draft in 2002 was Tony Baselli, who was an all-pro for Jacksonville. He was actually, funny enough, their first pick in their draft in '96. Then he goes to the Texans in the first pick of the expansion draft, doesn't even play for them, and winds up retiring. So very unfortunate, but no,
Probably-
it's different in hockey. Like we saw the Vegas Golden Knights, they come into the league, and they go to the Stanley Cup their first
Yeah.
season, and they came really close to getting back there in their third season. So I'm eager to see that.
the best expansion team, the quickest expansion team to ever win a championship was the 2001 Diamondbacks.
You're right. Yeah, because they expanded in
90
'98 or something like that. Right?
98,
Yeah,
and they won in 2000.
and they beat the Yankees, didn't they?
Yeah, that was.
Crazy.
the
And
Yank.
that was the one time like I was okay with the Yankees winning because of
Was that the
9/11.
was that Randy Johnson's Diamondbacks?
Yeah, Kurt Schilling, Randy Johnson.
Yeah, boy, that's a squad.
By Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad's a big Arizona
That was the
Diamondback
one
fan.
year I was okay with the Yankees winning because New York needed a win.
Because I got a lot
Because
of.
of 9/11, because of all the turmoil.
On my dad's
and
side, we got a lot of.
That's when Jeter earned the nickname Mr. November.
That's
'Cause
right.
November they
Yeah.
canceled the season.
I will say though, I'm eager to see how good the Kraken can get, how fast, depending on the draft.
We've seen all these other teams that are like new
I'm
that
trying
get
to-
hot real quick.
I'm trying to get more into hockey and learn players. Like I've learned some baseball players.
What's the season? Like when does the seasons like
Dude, the
start
hockey
for hockey?
season's so weird.
Yeah, I always wonder. I feel like it's like more like the holiday time, but I'm not sure. It could be like a
So normally it goes October,
Yeah.
early October to mid March, and it's actually 2019, 2020. We can't even go there. Hold on. It's October to June, just like basketball.
That's what I thought.
82 games, just like basketball.
That's what I thought.
So, yeah, not bad at all. 2021 is going to be an interesting year.
When are they starting their season
Oh.
this year?
It says it right up there.
What? 82, December 1st. So they're going to be like basketball, only a little earlier. They get a shorter off
So,
season.
so all you guys
The
listening
Kraken-
here, we're gonna
the
start
Kraken
getting into hockey.
Playing 21, right?
I believe yes, the Kraken will play in 21.
Yeah, because
Excuse
what I'm saying right now, yeah, because my buddy, he's actually making roofing. He's roofing
The
the
arena.
stadium right now, the arena. So it's still obviously not up yet. So I doubt they play this season.
2021. Yeah. Jerry. So they'll play next year.
Mm-hmm.
They won't play this year. It's 21-22.
No.
Jerry Bruckheimer is actually one of the owners of the team. That's crazy. Yeah, it's going to be cool. They're going to be the first Seattle hockey franchise in quite a while.
What was the last one? It was the
If we're talking pro hockey,
Pro
Pro
hockey.
hockey. 'cause
it's like Seattle Metropolitans
Yeah,
in like the early
yeah,
1910s, 20s.
fucking-
Oh, so it was the Metropolitans in 1915. The 1917 Metropolitans were the first United States-based hockey team to win a Stanley Cup. They folded in 1924. Then the Seattle Totems played in the Western Hockey League
Totems.
from 44 until the WHL's dissolution
the
in
Western Hockey
1975.
League is the lower.
Right.
That's like your D League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind
It's
of.
like Portland Winterhawks.
So
Yeah.
Post Totems.
Yeah, it's your semi team,
There was-
semi pro.
There was a couple tries at getting one going. We've had a minor league for a while, the Seattle Thunderbirds, but nothing pro. So it's pretty neat.
When's
You know,
Portland getting the pro hockey team?
I know. We should all go, like check out like a Winterhawks game.
with
though.
as
They're fun.
popular as the Winterhawks are, I'm genuinely surprised that Portland hasn't gotten a pro team.
Well, I mean that's just like baseball with Portland.
But I think, let me see here.
aren't they? Didn't they finally like? Aren't they finally
They've got
built?
property. They've got.
They're finally going to build that stadium. They're finally
They're not
going
going to build it yet.
No,
So-
I mean, you know what I mean. Like they got all the logistics worked out, right?
Right now, there's 31 hockey teams, counting the Kraken.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's room for another one, dude.
One more, right?
Yeah, you could easily throw a Portland franchise. in there.
Lillard, instead of buying that dealership, you should have started started up a pro hockey team, man.
dude.
You guys hear about that?
Dude, our colors are fucking great, by
Yeah.
the way.
I told Sam, I go, we should have waited to buy the truck.
Yeah. Maybe go meet Lillard after the deal.
Listen to these Crayola color names: Deep Sea Blue, Ice Blue, Boundless Blue, Shadow Blue, Red Alert. I love it. Now this team's gonna be cool. Yeah. Well,
that
anyway.
color looks like a bold and brash.
Bold and brash.
Well, that belongs in the trash.
SpongeBob. Sponge. Sponge.
You guys have signed your petition to get Seattle or Portland baseball. Right?
I did that a while ago.
Yeah.
Not that I'd ever be a fan, but
All right, boys. I
I'm too
think
diehard.
I
Mariners
know
to
it.
fucking-
I know it.
I think that's going to be about it for the show this week. We covered a lot. Week 4. Holy moly, week 4. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the football this week. Hope you enjoy the beating that the Lakers are going to give the Heat this week. And catch it back right here with me Monday. I'll break down everything that happens, football-wise, basketball-wise, and everything in between. And we'll catch you here on Friday as well. Take her easy, ladies
Cheers.
and germs.